A dog's love for his owner knows no bounds, but when that dog also happens to be a skilled sheepdog, well, then that love can take on all sorts of interesting forms. Just ask this farmer whose flock of sheep was in serious danger, but was saved by his clever border collie. Hi, I'm here with the animal rescue site. It was just another day on the farm for a border collie named Roy and his human Rob Kymie from Yorkshire, England. Rob had just finished up with shearing the sheep, and now he was helping out a neighboring farmer by gathering up some of the flock to take to market. But while they were rounding up the sheep, one of the ewes got loose and disappeared over a nearby hill. So Rob and Roy took off after her, not knowing that she would soon find her way onto the busy A19 road. Luckily, Rob and Roy were able to find the sheep, but now they had to get her back over the hill and away from the road. But just as they started making their way back, they heard the sound of a car horn and turned just in time to see an 18-wheeler barreling toward them. There was nowhere for them to go, so they stood there frozen in fear as the truck came closer and closer. But suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, Roy spotted a large trailer nearby, and without hesitation, he bolted over to it, barked furiously, and jumped up on it. And when Rob turned to look, he realized what Roy was trying to do. He wanted Rob to climb onto the trailer with him. So Rob quickly scrambled up, and he and Roy held on tight as the trailer swayed precariously on the back of the truck. And sure enough, the driver saw them and slammed on his brakes just in time to avoid hitting them. But their ordeal wasn't over yet. They still had to get the sheep off the road. But thanks to Roy's quick thinking, they were able to get her safely out of the way before the driver behind them could run them over. Once they were all on the other side of the road, Rob climbed down from the trailer and thanked Roy profusely. You know, most dogs would have been too scared to do what Roy did, but not this brave pup. As far as he was concerned, his job was to protect his flock, and he wasn't about to let anything happen to them. In fact, when Rob's son Harry was just a baby, Roy was there to make sure he stayed safe too. One minute, little Harry was sitting happily in his playpen, and the next, he was gone. When Rob turned to look, he saw that Roy had gently nudged the pen open with his nose and was now standing over the baby with a tennis ball in his mouth. And when Rob went to check on Harry, he found that the dog had carefully carried him to a safe spot under a blanket just to keep him out of trouble. Even when a fox got a little too close to the house, Roy was there to protect the family. He simply stood in front of the animal and barked until it ran away. Now, if that doesn't sound like a good boy, I don't know what does. Thanks to Roy's bravery, no one was hurt during the close call on the highway, and he became a local hero for his quick reactions. In fact, a local pet store heard about what he'd done and gave him a year's supply of dog food. Not bad for a good boy who just wants to help out on the farm and protect his family. Does your pet do something special to help you out? If so, we'd love to hear about it in the comments below. That's all for now. See you next time.